Hey guys, today we're going to be looking at how to solve problems using proportional reasoning in a ratio table. So they give us the problem that John is giving away 84 flyers in 3 hours. So 84 flyers in 3 hours, that's pretty important because that's the rate at how fast he's passing the flyers out. And then they tell us that the number of flyers that he's able to give away every hour remains the same. So it has that constant rate of change. And we want to know how many hours it will take him to distribute 196 flyers. So they have been kind enough to already make our table for us and show us that we're comparing flyers and hours. But we want to know how many hours, so I'm going to highlight this, it's going to take to do 196 flyers. Well, I'm not quite sure how to multiplicatively get from 84 all the way to 196. So I'm going to scale down and I'm going to find the number of flyers that John can do in 1 hour. I'm going to scale down by dividing by 3. And 84 divided by 3, so if we do some decomposition, I can say 84 decomposes into 60 plus an extra 24. And I know that 60 divided by 3 is 20. And 24 divided by 3 is 8. So 84 divided by 3 has to be 28. So I can use my partial division to help me find that. So if I know that in 1 hour, John can do 28 flyers, then I can just keep doubling up. So that means in 2 hours, I can scale up by 2. And John has done 56 flyers. So in 4 hours, again, I can double up. John has done 112. Well, that's still not enough. I need to get to 196. And so I see that 2 and 4, so 2 hours he can do 56 flyers, and in 4 hours he can do 112. So I can actually combine those and say, okay, in 6 hours he can do 168 flyers. Which still is not enough, but it gets me closer. And I now see that 168 flyers in 6 hours, if I add 1 more hour, I get 196. So it takes John 7 hours to pass out 196 flyers. All right, well, let's take a look at one more. A recipe that makes 16 blueberry muffins calls for half a cup of flour. How much flour is needed to make 3 dozen muffins using that recipe? So I notice right now that they told me the recipe makes 16 individual muffins, but then they asked me how much is needed to make 3 dozen muffins. Well, I know that 1 dozen is 12 muffins. So 3 dozen would be 36 muffins because I want to make sure that I'm comparing the same things. So our recipe for 16 blueberry muffins, so I'm going to label 16 right here because this is muffins. And that calls for half a cup of flour. But I want to know how much is needed, or how much flour is needed down here to make 36 muffins. So I am not sure how to go from 36 to from 16 to 36 multiplicatively, but I know I can scale down. If I scale down to 4, then I'll be able to scale back up by 9. So if I scale from 16 to 4 by dividing by 4, I'll be able to scale up by 9 to get to 36. So I need to do 1/2 divided by 4. So if I have 1/2 divided by 4, I can multiply by my reciprocal. So remember, 4 as a whole number can just be put over 1. And so when I multiply by that reciprocal, I would change the denominator to the numerator and the numerator down to the denominator. And so 1/2 times 1/4 gives us 1/8. So for 4 muffins, it takes 1/8 cup of flour. But now I want to scale up by 9. So I need to know what 1/8 times 9 is. Well, 9 times 1/8, or 9 groups of 1/8, is equal to 9/8, which is improper and will decompose into 1 whole and an extra 1/8. So it takes 1 whole cup of flour and an 1/8 cup of flour to make 3 dozen muffins. All right, guys, thank you.